Alrighty. Whoop, 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 whoop. TGIM. TGI, thank goodness it's the end of the week. Hooray for us. All right. We got the dollar index up there. This is Doc. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening somewhere. And let's see, let's turn that on. Let's see if that's working. There we go. And let's double check the sound. Skip the DocDow right there. And let's hear the sound. Do I hear me? Can I hear me now? Yes, I do. I hear me now. Can you hear me now? It's like a telephone commercial. Alrighty. So, it looks like, I don't know, it's looking kind of good in some ways. I see some talk about lowering interest rates in 2025 by the CCP. I think that's good. You know, in China, we see stocks being bought in Paris. Okay, not bad. We're seeing a lot of good stuff. We got a few seconds here. Was it U.S. payrolls should be already out? Yeah, we should be already out. Let's see where the numbers are. Let's see what they say about the numbers. I'm a little confused because oh, wait a minute, it's another hour from now. That's what it is. I was going to say I'm so used to because of time change that we should have had those numbers out 4 minutes ago. I'm looking around like where are they? Where are they? But no, U.S. payroll numbers come out at the end of the webinar. So we'll stick around for that, and we can talk about it. That's something people have been waiting for. You know, in the United States, they have removed over a million and a half, I don't know, jobs don't exist anymore. In other words, they supposedly people were working, and supposedly now they say, oh, those numbers are wrong. They've removed about a million and a half, something like that, over the last 6 months or 4 months, something like that. What else do we have going on here? Interest rates, I did mention that in China. That's good. You know, and you can see the dollar index there has another red dot, and you can see the algorithm is underneath, and you can see the weekly is underneath. So maybe the panic across the planet is starting to cool off. Hang Seng was up 300 points. Shanghai was up 35 points. The Kospi's almost flat, down just under 2. You know, we have the NASDAQ in the States up. We have the Dow. They're all kind of quiet, you know, sideways up and down, nothing major. So, I know things are starting to look a little bit better. The adults now are coming into the room, so that's a good thing. You know, we see adults running this country instead of the insanity. And I guess, you know, I mean, all this evil stuff they said about Mr. Trump and so forth. And now we have Mr. Biden. I like to call him Jojo the monkey. But Mr. Biden, the president of the United States of America, is now going to pardon all kinds of people. Like Liz Cheney didn't know she did something wrong. He's going to pardon her. Adam Schiff, I guess it's Senator Schiff now or something like that. He's going to pardon him. He has no idea that he did anything wrong. He's like, why am I being pardoned? Dr. Fauci, he wants to pardon him. Dr. Fauci doesn't think he's done anything wrong. They're like, we're guilty of what? What did we do? And when we tell them what they did, they go, we didn't do that. So Mr. Biden's people are just already out there trying to give them a pardon when they haven't even had to go to court and they haven't been tried yet. So what does Jojo and his administration know? Or let's better yet say, Jojo and his administration believe the same thing now that the Republicans and Mr. Trump do, is that these people did something wrong. They don't think they did anything wrong. They don't understand why they would be pardoned. So that's the magic of it all. One more time, you know, it's just Just another day in the neighborhood. Will you be? Will you be my friend? Like Mr. Rogers. So there's the dollar index, and it's even bouncing. I guess here to show you to you. Yeah, just sitting there doing nothing. And you can see the algorithm went into is in a sell for a second day right there. You see that? Right there. Down, down, down. And the weekly is doing the same thing. Down, down, down. So let's take a look at the interest rates. That's always interesting insight to what the markets are thinking, because obviously Mr. Powell doesn't seem to have much control over them as much as he likes to pretend. So let's take a look at the 10-year. And I did see 10 years moving in better direction in France and Europe. You know, we're seeing a lot of positive action there. In other words, lower interest rates and calmer, you know, the inflation will be, I guess, you know, it's stalled out. You know, it's going up a little bit, but nothing major. Yeah, and then once JoJo and his gang of crazies are gone, you know, we can reduce all the problems that they have created, I guess you could say. Incorporated. Yeah, there you go. See, it's still on this upwardly slope. Yeah, see that? Still climbing soft and steady. That's the price of the bond. So when the price of the bond goes up, interest rates go down. And so you can see here when the price of the bond was going down, interest rates were rising back to where Mr. Powell started. So obviously he's pretty disappointed that, as he likes to call them, the bond vigilantes seems to have control over the marketplace. You know, the Federal Reserve wants to be the marketplace. It wants to be the last resort. In other words, it wants to be a czar, just like the way JoJo was the czar of Ukraine. Tea time. Seems fair. Okay, seems fair to me. All right, so from there, let's check out the euro. There's the euro. Let's show you what we see with the euro. Right there. Going on a second. No, how come there's no line? Let's steal this line. Right there. So we went into the daily buy yesterday. You can see it on the spreadsheet. Zing ding ding ding, zing ding ding ding. Right there. You see it's in a buy, just the same way cable's in a buy. And you can see the weekly is still battling. The fast is trying to get through the zero line on a weekly basis. But look at that long, you know, it's way underneath the manifold when it comes to the slow. So I'd imagine more than anything else, we're going to see, the markets go sideways to down, sideways to sideways. You know, that seems to be the recipe unless something comes out. There's talk here that taxes will be resolved in the first couple of weeks of the new year. So that's good. And that will power the economy. And when we cut taxes, the world starts thinking, oh, I guess we got to cut taxes too. Here is cable. Cable looking even a little bit stronger, popping up. You see the fast is broken through on the weekly. The slow barely not even touching the manifold yet. And I guess now they're, pieces or chilling. People are starting to chill out, I guess you could say. So, Paris is not burning, and they're going to have elections. They're trying to figure out how, since the socialists there, or social Marxist, or whatever you want to call Macheron and his organization, and they want to. Boy, you got to. Let me stop right there. You got to wonder. You had the Socialist Party in Parliament, and Um, and Le Pen's party, the largest party in Parliament, basically vote no confidence. That's interesting. The powers that be in the center of the Marxist government uh, really pissed off everybody by passing a budget with no votes. Isn't that amazing? So that's why the government is not there anymore. So that's interesting. I mean, I just have to laugh at all this stuff, you know? I mean, when you're pissing off the socialists and you're pissing off the constitutionalists, you know, at the same time, it's like, holy moly, how wrong can you be? All right, and then let's jump over to the inflation fighters. There's Swiss. You see it's moving down, challenging the bottom end of that range. Here at Dukascopy's had some good webinars on support and resistance and ranges, that type of thing. Just a little reminder when you see it, it's well worth tuning into at Dukascopy. Like to throw that out there. You know, just what the hey, right there. Go to their webinars and check it out. You know, the education. You know, go for that. So, all right, back to our regularly station, and so let's see now. There is Swiss, and it's showing that. Why not? Where's a red? Let's grab a red and just move it over. There it is. Went into the sell yesterday, and as you can see on the platform or on the spreadsheet, right there, sell. Bingo, bango, bongo. There it is. There. 9 weeks in a buy, and 1 day in a sell, going on a second day, and you can see the. Let's move that line back up. You can see the weekly. The fast is broken underneath it, and the slow is even touching the top part of the manifold. So maybe we're going to get some gains against the dollar again. That'd be cool. So that should be healthy for the world. Remember, we look at the world. Unfortunately, the world works this way. The America is the engine. Yes, this 350 million people is the engine to the 8 billion plus. And the 8 billion plus are all the little cars like passenger cars or oil tanker car or coal car or wood car, or, carrying supplies and goods and people. And we're the engine. We pull it along. If you don't have an engine, it just sits there and goes nowhere. So unfortunately, would be nice if we had a second engine in the back pushing. But so far, we get all this social Marxism going on one level or another throughout most of Europe, or half of Europe at least. And, even Brussels, you can't even vote for the president of the European Union. It's appointed by a select committee. They got that command and control economy thing going on. And same as, much of the rest of the world, But yesterday, I think I was mentioning, when I first started in the markets, 23% of the world was considered living in freedom, and I guess with that 73% was under command and control or Marxist and socialist governments. So less freedom. Free markets, free people, traders. All right. So let's go to. Where are we going to now? Let's go over to, and you're welcome to say anything and ask anything. And, Doc is very happy. Remember, traders, I say hi. And remember, there are no, I say no, stupid. If I can spell that right. Stupid questions when talking about money and markets. Bingo, bango, bongo. Only the lonely. Only long or short answers. That's the whole game there, traders. So stop in and say hi to Doc. Make Doc not feel so lonely. Me so lonely. Okay, let's shoot over to the yen, and there's the yen. You can see the yen's, when it's going up, it's losing against the dollar. But notice it's a downwardly slope at the moment, but the algorithm is in the plus, and the weekly is in the sell. So the weekly is saying, it was gaining against the dollar there. This is some type of dead cat bounce thing, probably taking profits. And then maybe it'll keep on rolling down next week, and that'll be cool, and that'll be good, They could only hope to see continuous growth or expansion. You can't tax your way out of these things, as much as the socialists love to think that you can just take money from, what was it, Margaret Thatcher used to say? She used to say, sooner or later you run out of other people's money. That's what it comes down to. I like that one. Tea time again. There we go. All right, so from there, we look at Turkish lira. Can I say any more about the great experiment? I've been really spot on about it so far, so I'm just going to say there it is. And it's not at 40, so that's good. I'm going to try to say nice things, so it's not at 40. And it looks like another week of a weekly sell, but we do see the fast moving up to and through the zero line. But again, the slow is just marching along quietly underneath the manifold. So it's next week's business, as they would say in the hedge fund world. From there, we'll go down to South Africa. And right there, and boy, is that sideways, but trying to lift up a little bit, which is usually negative. Is that negative? Yeah, negative on gold. And you see that move there should have been positive on gold, but we went into the sell yesterday on gold on a daily basis. So that was like, wait a minute. Hold the door. Hold the door. We were like, no, don't. What's going on there again? But this morning you can see it's trying to lift up. It made a new low. And it's in a sell for a second day. Let's see, where is it at on the spreadsheet? Let's just show it to you right there. 3 weeks in a sell, 1 day in a sell. This is the second day starting now. And you see the fast is lifting up dramatically. It's through the manifold, no less. The last time we saw that, we really started to get some buying going on. And then, but unfortunately, the slow seems to be aiming down. So we're just kind of like, just follow the math. Right now, there's pressure on it. It's going sideways. It looks like the South Africa. Where's that at? Let's go back over here again. It looks like the South African Rand right there. There we are. See, it looks all sideways, going nowhere. No clear direction. Just stumbling and bumbling. There is no stupid questions when talking about money and markets. Only long or short answers. Ta-da-da-da. All right. Where do we go from here? That's right, we go look at the metals complex. Let's see how the metals are doing. And there is Mr. and Mrs. Metal. There's silver. Silver is in the daily buy for a bunch of days. And you can see 5 days in a buy there underneath the gold. The weekly is turning up. It's through the zero line on the on the fast. And the slow is still having its battles going on as you can see right there, with the zero line. It's not, matter of fact, it's with the manifold. You can't even get through the manifold as we speak. So see that weakness there. Now, brown cow. Let's see. From there, we'll go check out copper. There's copper. And we're going on a fourth day up the daisy. And you can see fast is broken through the zero line. Slow is, again, like most of everything else, underneath the manifold on the negative side. I guess the fact that they're talking about lowering interest rates in 25, that itself tells us where the market's head is, It does. It says they need to stimulate, and they don't really have the resources, but if they lowered their official rate for their domestic market, that might actually create little capitalistic juices, It's awful hard because socialists, command and control economies, they like to give and take all the time, not just give. So, they make it very, very hard for the creative juices, the capitalistic juices to get moving along because they don't have confidence that they're just taking, what do they say in Europe about taking money from Peter to pay Paul, or taking money out of your right pocket and putting it in your left pocket and pretending that now you have twice the amount? Back to the tea again. All right. That was copper. And that's you're looking at China. When you look at copper, you're looking at China. And when you really contract it, we're 20% down from the all-time high of copper. And at the same time, let's do this. Let's shoot over to, where's it at? Let's take a look at the Shanghai. It climbed okay, with the Hang Seng. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong climbed up about 300 points. Let's give you a view of what we're talking about here. Right, Chow on our platform, our beta. You see it's in a buy for days now, weeks. Look at that, up and away. We'll give you a better view. There's the view of the bar charts and the dots. The second view we give is the daily algorithm in the plus side for what's that, 7 days now? 8 days. 8 days, 2 basic weeks, And then you can see here the weekly is joining in with the gang, fast and slow through the top of the manifold this week, and it's been firm all week long. They smell something. I keep on looking at the Singapore Straits Times and the Hong Kong and the Taipei Index. We keep on looking at them and saying, are they going to give us a little tip off of when they really will cut those rates, or, stimulate the economy with a little bit more. They got $1 trillion sitting in the United States. Take 140 billion of it and put out another 1.4 trillion yuan again. Do a little bit more, make it easier. So they're obviously going to drop interest rates about 40 basis points. That's what seems to be in the recipe by the bond vigilantes. Okay. And so you can see that strength there, and at the same time we're looking at copper. And copper is trying to put a bottom in. Be interesting to see what happens when the weekly joins in. When that weekly joins in and that copper joins in, where's that? That's September, right? So let's see, go back to here and see how it acted in SEPI. There's SEP. As copper took off, so did the Shanghai. It showed strength. Actually, it started taking off in the middle of October. Is that October? I think that's October. Where's that date at? Yeah, October 18th. And there is September. You had that nice sugar high from, the action there. And they smelled it out in the metals market. They, jumped into a weekly buy there in copper. And the daily jumped in a buy, and it was zoom to the moon, Alice. Indeed. All right. From there, we'll go take a look at platinum. Platinum. There it is right there. Pushed itself into the sell. I've said it so many different ways. I don't know how else to say it. I just can't imagine being short this product. So, what else can we say about it more than that? It's trading almost, 60% underneath gold. That's an incredible number when it used to trade, 3 and 4 and 5% over gold or 10% over gold for decades. So, platinum is not something you want to fool with on the downside. Yeah, being short that could be extremely painful. Extremely. Anything else? That's the four metals. Anybody have an opinion, a question, want to see, not want to see? Be my guest. Be my guest. All right, from there, we will shoot over to the energy sector. And let's do that. Right there. So you can see. Let's see what Brent is doing this morning. It's been up and down. I think, when we sent out the numbers yesterday after the market close in the stock market close, they moved around the oil market more, and it was in a teeny weeny little buy. But this morning, it's in a sell. At least it was when last I saw it. Here it comes. This is the West Texas Intermediate, and they pushed it into the sell yesterday. The day before they had knocked it down, and they tried to lift it up again, but down they go. Where it stops, only the doc knows. And so there is that. You can see here in the algorithm, 2 days now down in the minus. And we're watching the... what's interesting is look at the weekly. It looked like they're really getting going. You can see the slow is launching itself. But the fast says not so fast. Don't. It's telling you to be cautious there. So as long as we're in a daily sell, and the weekly is mixed, and you got basically the main theme, the slow moving up. We'll see what they do on Monday. Monday. 90% of federal employees work remotely in some capacity. 6% of federal employees work in person full-time, and average occupancy of a federal building is 12%. I know that they've got $7 billion worth of real estate doing nothing, just sitting there. Sell it off. Do something. All right. Now. From there, let's go take a look at Brent. $8 billion to lease and maintain, they say. Just the buildings. If only, 12% is filled, then don't need that. Okay, now there is Brent. Look at Brent. Is that Brent? That can't be Brent. Oh, that's the bond. I'm sorry. That's the bond. BZ, not ZB, which is the 30-year bond. See how it was rising up in value, which means interest rates are dropping. There it is. Now you can see right there, same thing. Here is Brent, moving down, going after some of these lows in here now. Look at that. And let's see how the algorithm is. The algorithm the same way as West Texas. It's been in a sell for 2 days, going on a third day. Oh, no, actually 2 days. This is the second day, and 3 days of red. Red dots, that is. See it right there? And then you can see same situation with the fast versus the slow weekly. It's launched itself. Matter of fact, it's become overbought being up here. And let's see if it rolls over on Monday, and you can see the slow is knocking down. So that'll be interesting to see there. All right. Now, let's see. Where do we go from there? Let's go to natural gas. And then we'll go take a look at heating oil, because I see that's getting smackoed. So kerosene slash diesel slash heating oil is getting knocked down. Now here's natural gas getting also knocked down. It's 4 days in a sell. Now it's going into 1 week in a sell. We're going to start flooding the market with it very soon here in the States. And I have to imagine every boat that's sitting around doing nothing that can carry liquefied natural gas is probably halfway across the Atlantic, if not even further, or on the edge of the Indian Ocean, heading back up, the coastline of Africa, so they can get to Europe to sell the stuff. In other words, they're going to do it. They'll do it, and then it'll pull in probably like into the Adriatic, it'll go into the Mediterranean. Next thing you know, it's heading into the Black Sea, and they're gonna load them up, feed the people who want heating, or let's say cheap energy that's safe and clean. Whoop-de-doo. Now from there, let's go over and take a look at HO. Here's HO in the United States. They're really doing smackadoodle city there. This is basically, you're looking at inflation here. That's what that is. That's inflation. So natural heating oil has been in a sell, or kerosene has been in a sell, or airplane fuel has been in a sell, or diesel has been in a sell. It's all going down, 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 down. And you can see it here on the algorithm. Same thing. Down, 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 down. And then, let's see. Let me see. And then you can see the weekly here. Here you go. It's 2 weeks now in a sell. That pressure is on. And they're below the manifold, becoming oversold with the slow. We'll see how that plays out for a while, but it can hang out underneath there, that's for sure. Just because it gets oversold doesn't mean it's going to do anything more than just chop. Sometimes it bounces, and our short-term algorithm will tell you that, and that's the key, watching all of them together. All right, from there, we shoot over to, let's see, where do we shoot over to? We shoot over to the energy company down in Spain. Let's take a look at what's happening in Europa. Well, keep on going over there. I don't need to go there. Let's go like that. Let's go like that. We're getting closer. There it is, right there. 2 weeks in a buy, and for the last 3 days it's lifted up and been firm. You can see the algorithm is up also right there for 2 days. Interesting. So, well, it does look like some type of bottom, it does. You can see that, the parabolic developing. It could be a reverse head and shoulders, go back up here, hit it, come back down. I guess it all comes down to how cold things get in Europe, and we have seen all these records and so forth going on. What's that? Norwegian retailer has struggled with persistently weak sporting goods market after 10 consecutive quarters of negative growth. Wow. Command and control European Union. We do. Let's see. European Central Bank will cut interest rates more rapidly than previously envisioned to perk up an economy facing weaker growth and inflation. Just like China. Command and control. How about just cutting taxes? How about cutting regulations? All right, that does it there. And what do we got? We got a good 21 minutes before the payroll number comes out. So we'll dance around and play with some of the other stuff here now. Let's see. Let's take a look at. We saw Shanghai. Oh, did we see? Yeah, we did look at Shanghai when we were looking at copper. And from there, let's see. Let's go see the Hang Seng. It's written here somewhere. There it is. There's the Hang Seng. This is our beta platform, as we always mention, and so forth and so on. If you're interested in utilizing it for free for a while, no credit cards needed. Just contact Mr. Robin right there, and he'll let you use it for a while. Yes, right there. Just for fun. Why not? There we are. Let's see if we can fix that so it looks just a symbol. Just a symbol, guys, right there. There we are, just a symbol. So, let's see, that's the Hang Seng. You know, it's moving back up. That's kind of cool. It's been in a daily buy now for a couple weeks, and it's now climbing into the weekly buy. So, you know, we got something going on there. I'm not sure they're going to, I guess they did the big one, you know, that big push. And now the markets are saying, wait a minute. Like Doc says, you know, it's like, oh, wait a second. I think you guys need like another, 25 trillion won. And they're like, well, we'll give you another 1.4 trillion. We'll cut some interest rates. Now the bigger question is, can you cut taxes and regulations? That's the toughie, you know. That is, because command and control economies like to have power. They like control. All right, from there, let's jump to the doodah over to Taiwan. Let's see what the Taipei looks like today. There it is. And we'll look at the Kospi afterwards. What a wacko story that is. Huh? I don't know if it's wacko or not. I should take that back. Because I understand that, there's a lot of trickery going on when it comes to opposition countries and parties. You know, we've been living through what they call lawfare and so forth. And, the FBI is being, cleaned up. And the Department of Justice needs cleaning up. They're all going to be cleaned up because they've been basically playing politics too long now. They're not supposed to play politics at all, and they have been. So there's Taiwan. It's been lifting up, looking firm. You see the algorithm itself, though. Look at that. It's flirting underneath the sell side. Let's put that up in a bigger view because look at all those greens. You got 5 days of green dots. And you see there, that's today. And so now, right there, you can see the algorithm is just hanging on by a thread there. Breaking through the manifold and pushing down. Matter of fact, I don't even see the fast. Where the hell did the fast get to? Oh, no, fast is always on the weekly. That's right. And so there it is right there on the weekly. You see, it's trying to join in. It's going through the zero up to the manifold, And will it do this again and zip down? I don't think so. I would think that it'll stay firm. I would just think that just because of lower interest rates, it means lower cost to carry. It makes it easier for funds to hold on to equities, you know, that type of thing. And then let's take a look at the Kospi. Can't say really in many ways if I'm appalled, in other words, I'm unhappy with what they did or happy. Either way, they have a friendly and open political system, so they'll be able to figure it out. It only went down to here. You can see the Kospi did not take out, and like this and further back, that type of thing. It's down at the lows, of course, and you can see the weekly was in a sell anyway, so they knew that there was issues going on. And right there is the fifth. Let's see. There is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We don't have Friday yet. Could that be it? Yeah, that is. Okay, so that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday right there. So we'll see. It's pushing down. And it's a weekly sell for a while anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As long as there's a friendly change, like, in the sense of they don't try to shoot or lock anybody up. I think they're going to impeach the fellow that's there, that type of thing, but who's running the country. But, maybe he did the right thing, but he knew that it was going to, maybe he's a real patriot and he's willing to surrender his opportunities in government just to make sure that things don't go sour for the country. South Korea is a very productive country. All right. From there, let's take a look at the Singapore Straits Times. Not there. Singapore Straits Times. Let's see. STI. Right there. There we are. And it is the end of the week. We'll take a look around the world all the way. See what everybody's doing. Unless someone wants to see something different. See there. Singapore Straits Times acting firm, but today, at the close of the week, it pushed down a little bit and just stayed in the... Oh, no. The algorithm also went into a minus. See that there? -5. No, wait a minute. Let's make that bigger. I think it's a plus. Yeah, it's a plus. So it still hasn't pushed into that sell. And it looks like it's going to close out the week in a daily buy. So they're anticipating good times ahead, in the Pacific markets. Let's see what Jakarta is up to. Oh, we did not see how Tokyo went out. So let's take a look at Tokyo. Tokyo. The weekly's jumping up into a buy. That's cool. The daily pushing down, and it got into the sell here. So it's a mixed market. I would think that they would find ways to go up. Now we'll go to Jakarta. Right there. There's Jakarta. With the oil market acting the way it is, you would think that they're... Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Depends on how much it costs to pull this stuff out of the ground. What's up with this? Go on. Go. There we are. Yeah, see, it's moving up. Buys, and buys. There you go. Going out that way. Let's shoot over to Aramco. Let's go to there, and then we'll go take a look at. Unless I see there's well, you know what? It's sitting there at Nifty 50. So let's put Nifty 50 up. Saw an interesting. I did see a very, very interesting thing on the bricks this morning. Um, they said that basically not interested in having a currency right now, just worried about transfer payments. That's it. It's basically like cryptos in a sense. And we're 12 minutes away from the payroll report. So I thought that was interesting, and it was I think it was the finance minister of India that said that. That's what made me remember it. Not interested in creating a brick currency, just payment system. Good for them. Anything's better than nothing. And so I can't imagine them having a currency to begin with. The only way I could see a currency is they needed some stronger free market countries like Mexico. When Mexico was in the mix and India was in the mix, both of those would have helped having a currency when you combined it with the South African rand. The ruble, the ruble's been trading between, say, 115 or 16 down to about 95, back and forth. I think it's at 100 today. The Brazilian real, you can't even get a quote on the bloody thing. And when it comes to the South African rand, I'm sorry, not the South African rand, the Japanese, not Japanese, the Chinese yuan, it's a fixed product. It doesn't even float, so it makes it really hard to have a currency, a brick currency. As much as China wants a brick currency, I guess it goes under the old Margaret Thatcher idea, and I'm going to repeat it. I said it a little while ago. Sooner or later, you run out of spending run out of other people's money when you're spending it. In other words, it's not your money. You're trying to spend somebody else's money, and they run out. So now you don't have your money, you don't have their money, you have nothing to spend. So I would imagine that's why. Can you imagine them having a currency and having to deal with think of the embarrassment China will have if there's a currency. And everybody will be like, how come the yuan isn't the number one currency inside the brick currency? Well, it's not a currency. It's a convert. It's a converting factor. It's not a currency. Well, let's let it float. No, they can't afford to do that. Or next thing you know, their GDP drops by like 60 or 70%. So no, that would make sense why the foreign minister, financial minister of India came out this morning and said, no, we just want a clearing system with the BRICS and delivery, but we're not interested in coming up with our own currency. All right. So from there, let's go take a look at the Aramco energy company. There it is. It's coming. It's coming. Come on. Look at that thing go. I'm going to give it a refresh if it doesn't pop out soon. There we go. And here's the Aramco. And you can see it's moving up. It's got a nice dividend. And the cost of a barrel of oil is something like $4. So, they can produce for a long, long time. That's why they created this company and sold shares in Aramco. Because they have a very low threshold, so it's not bad at all. Low cost. And you can see the stock itself is trying to push into the weekly buy, and it's 3 days in a buy, and it's moving up, even with the oil going down. So it's the profitability of the company, not the price of oil per se. Let's just see what that metal manufacturer in Saudi Arabia is doing, since we have not had a good look around the neighborhood in a while. There's Aramco, and there it is, National Metal Manufacturing in Saudi Arabia. It's moving up. It's a stock market thing, assets, value, profits. You see that? It's been in a weekly sell for many weeks, a couple of months actually. And you see it's jumping back into the buy. And then we shoot over to, what I like to call it, I call it Rockets Red Glare, Tel Aviv. See what they're doing in Tel Aviv. It's around here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, that's rocketing along. I think that's. Let's take a look at it. I want to see if that's all-time highs. Let's see what that is. No, it doesn't look like all-time high. Oh, maybe. Yeah. It's been making all-time highs for a while there now. Yeah. There's 1 full year. There is 5 years. Yeah, so they're flying along at all-time highs. They're like, hey, no worries here, mate. There we go. They used to have a saying in Nam about that. I fear no evil. As I walk, and walk in the shadow of death. I fear no evil because I am the biggest, baddest MF in the valley. Mm-hmm. All right, so there it is. Obviously, it is the biggest MF in the valley there. You can see the weekly though. It looks like it's. Did it go into? It's still in a sell by a hair. The last like 3 weeks, it's been in a sell, and it keeps on climbing. You know, that's an interesting thing there. You see, you know, it was doing 3 weeks back. You can see it was sideways down, and then, November 25th, Mr. Trump basically put out that text, said, "Release the hostages, or else you will feel our wrath." Yep, that's what it come down to. So the golfer will pull out a golf ball or two and smack it into somebody's head somewhere over there. All right. From there, we shoot over now to Europa. Let's see what's doing in Europa this morning. Let's go to Italy to start off with. Let's see, where's it at? Right there it is, right there. Righty there. And let's see if I can do this. There it is, right there. Okay. So from there, you see they're lifting up, nice and strong, going after the tops here. It's been in a daily buy now for what's that, 7 days, and we climbed into the weekly right in the beginning of the week. So that's been hot and heavy. Let's go from Milan over to Frankfurt and see what the DAX is doing. DAX, right there. There's the DAX. And we are only 3.5 minutes away now from the employment number. So there's the DAX. DAX is doing the same thing, running firm, steady, and hot on the upside like a torpedo. And it's 2 full weeks in a buy. So whoop-de-doo. From there, we'll shoot over to, let's slowly move into Paris. Let's find the CAC 40 now that they haven't started shooting up the neighborhood any more than usual. And see that? Boy, they were anticipating the dissolving of the government as a very positive thing. They've been lifting it up for days, like over a week now. You can see it's lifted up into the weekly. I've seen that headline all over the place about how things are looking firm. No doubt they are. And then from there, let's see. We can see, let's go to the Command Control Center itself, Brussels. Let's see, where's Brussels at? I know we have Brussels on here. We don't look at it enough because it is the command and control area. Brussels. It's a B something or another. Where is it at? There's a BZ. There's a Bitcoin. That's it. We'll go to the Bitcoins after this. So let's do this. Forget Brussels. Let's do FTSE. And then from there, we'll go check out Bitcoin. Nope, not that. Oop. Let's go right there. There it is. There's FTSE. And that's been climbing for weeks too. Ever since they started that petition to change the government, it's look at that. It's been climbing up and up and up. It's been in a daily buy for what's that? It's like 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. So 15 out of the last 17 days, it's been in a buy. It's pushing itself a little bit into the sell today, but we're in a weekly buy for the last 3 full weeks too. So it's been guns blazing, baby. Go. Watch it go, go, go. Go, go, go. No. All right. Now, from there, let's check out the Bitcoin and so forth. The number comes out in a matter of, where are we at now? We are 45 seconds away from it coming out. So let's see. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. BC. I know that the ETF had pushed into a sell yesterday. So let's see. BC. There it is right there. There's Bitcoin, the cash itself. The cash itself with 15 seconds away to go. You can see it's still in the daily buy though, the cash. The cash is. It's not letting go. And so that's cool. Now when we go and look at the derivatives off of it, let's look at the GBTC. Oop, there goes the news. Whoop, there they go. There they go. The stock market's lifting up. It's popping up. It's a popping. It's a popping. It's a lifting. They're reaching in for the stocks, so it probably came out as, let's see what the tape says right here. We'll take that apart while I'm looking for GBT. There's GBT. There's the future. Let's put the future up there. So you see the future is doing the same thing, holding up in buys. So it's only the ETF that has tried to push into the sell. It's got, oh man, they're lifting the stock market up. Nice. And the numbers on the payroll were, here it is, Canadian unemployment rates rise 6.8%, estimated 6.6%. Let's see what the U.S. ones do. Come on, give us the U.S. stock futures slip. No, they're not slipping. They're rallying at this point. Here it is. 4.2. They were expecting 4.2. It is 4.2. And it's still government adding jobs. People are not in the buildings anymore, but they're adding jobs. They keep on hiring no-shows. Tax dollars at work keeping the statistics up, but obviously not the economy. Let's see. I'm going to find GBT. Where is it at? It's got to be on here somewhere. We'll find it in a second or two here. I got to get that thing written down on there. GBTC. Here it comes. They're still doing those downward revisions. Every time you turn around, they take more jobs out of the market. They keep on telling us that they are in trouble and going in the wrong direction constantly. There it is right there, GBTC right there, the ETF. You'll see here, it tried to go into the sell there yesterday. They're still not open yet because the New York Stock Exchange is not open. Speaking of which, for us old traders, Art Cashin passed away on Wednesday. And he was an old Payne Weber guy that's with UBS, United Bank of Switzerland, now. And they bought Payne Weber a long time ago. And they're doing a 10 minutes before the New York Open, they're doing a moment of silence for Art. And he won't be singing this year for Christmas. They always got together and sang on the trading floor around 2:30 in the afternoon. They did some singing that they had been doing ever since the great crash of 1929. So, Was it that I'm trying to think of the song they sang. It's a depression song. So, not depressed like, oh, I hate myself. Depression era of the crash and all. What was the name of it? Something about sunshine, blue skies and sunshine. All right, traders, we're out of here. We got to come up with a title today. What should we say today about this whole marketplace? Where's my phone? There it is. Let's put. Let's see. Let's put the title in, and then we'll get out of here. But you can see the stock market has lifted up. Let me give you a view of the U.S. stock market. Let's see, intraday right there. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down about 70 points. Now it's up around 50 points. And let's go like that, and go like that. There we are. It's better yet. We go with title. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we got here. Title. There's title. And I guess what did we start talking about? We started talking about how, the world is calming down about government these governments, the crazy things of government. Let's see, title. Let's see. World markets. How about that? World stock markets stay firm. How about that? There we go. Let's see. Then make it for tomorrow. Let's see. Excellent. 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 All right, traders. We will catch you all on Monday. Everybody have a safe and smart weekend. And happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart weekend. Ta-ta.